Good evening. It's late on a Saturday night, and I figured I'd come on to talk to you a little bit. In the Old Man Speaks series, I often put up quotes from books or speeches to highlight ideas or to add points to the topic at hand. Well, in the last video, I put a quote at the end, and I liked that quote, but I had never heard of the author of the book that I got the quote from. So I looked up the book on Amazon, and wow, everybody's giving it great reviews. It has 13 5-star reviews. Best book ever about existence and reality. This is the kind of book that I would like to read. So I went ahead and I ordered it. But one thing bothered me. Usually, when they have a book like this, they have a little section that says, about the author. Well, that wasn't there, but I figured when I got the book, somewhere down at the bottom here, or maybe on the inside cover, that they would have a little section telling me everything I wanted to know about who wrote the book. Well, I got the book. Nothing. There is a reference to a society here, but the author has no website. There are no YouTube lectures by this particular author, and there's nothing on this little foundation, as he calls it, that he belongs to. Very odd. So I start reading the book, and some interesting points are brought up, lots of quotes from scholarly sources, but there's something just a little bit odd. It's kind of like watching that John Belushi skit that he used to do with Jane Curtin, where he would come on the news with his editorial, and he'd be all smiles. By the end of the editorial, he was screaming red-faced. He'd grab his heart and do a backflip onto the floor, and that was the end of the skit. That's kind of the way this book reads. By the time you get to the end, they're ranting about the New World Order, and they're talking about us and them, and they're talking about doing away with all religions and science and everything else to create a new, better human being and a utopian society. It's like, oh my God, this book sucks. Well, I have no need for violent revolutions. I kind of like the idea of just working in the confines of our current system and to try and bring everything closer to the ideals in the second paragraph of the Declaration of Independence. Well, I guess the lesson learned here is be real careful to know about the author of the book that you're about to purchase. And don't do what I did, which is just assume naively that this book is what it's stated to be. I feel kind of embarrassed that I bought such a book, but there's a lesson to be learned. So y'all have a good night, and I hope you have a great week. I'll talk to y'all later.